Hi, I'd like to share with you my toddler survival eating guide. Wow, all parents would experience this distressing toddler behavior at some point. Not all eating food is easy in front of a family at mealtime. And you've taken a lot of time to prepare and make sure that all the food is devoid of all preservatives. And when that food you've lovingly prepared, and of course if it's from Woolies it must be okay, it's kind of an emotional slapdown. If the ingredients that you've chosen are kind of the right ones, it doesn't necessarily mean your child's going to enjoy the food. As parents, we are programmed to stress and worry if the essential bodily functions are not happening. That's weeing, pooing, and eating. Any one of these big three can cause significant anxiety, and it turns into a medical emergency that needs action immediately. The first birthday is a license to eat real food and anything. Don't limit meals to porridge and watery, mushy stuff. Can you just imagine ingesting porridge and only porridge for the last 6 months? So it should become not as a surprise when your face and your outfit is spray painted with liquid gluten from a mushy porridge. So what should you and shouldn't you do? Let's talk about the don'ts. Don't let meals turn into a battle of willpower. It's a prime situation that is really kind of can turn into an ugly kind of arguing and a really anxious time. Don't let food turn into a means to attract your attention. And also don't let food turn into a manipulation maneuver on the other members of the family. Don't use bribery and corruption to enforce eating. And don't substitute eating food with juice and milk. You don't want to start a drinking problem. Don't let meals become an audio-visual experience with TV and games. Let a meal be a limited time period. Don't let it be a marathon. 30 minutes tops. Don't let yourself become a feeder by dream feeding to induce sleep. This is a real problem and can be a real problem with excess weight gain. Let's talk about the do's. You should and you do and should allow your child a choice of tastes and textures. After all of us are not crazy about all foods and textures. You've got to find, within reason, what your child likes and dislikes. Do offer everyone in the family at the same meal, the same menu, but maybe one individual choice. Remember to offer previously rejected foods, as children, and particularly toddlers, are well known for changing their minds at some point. And also, do remove electronics and other distractions from the meal table. Children are then more likely to want to interact and talk with the rest of the family. And it's an ideal time to bond and transcend just an eating experience, but a learning experience. And remember, reduce sugary drinks to 500 mils per day so that food gets a chance to take the credit for some of the growth. Remember, adults are the role models for children to emulate at the mealtime. And make sure the older children also understand that their behavior is a direct influence on their younger siblings. Start with a moderate portion. you can always add more to the plate. A large plate with a moderate portion looks a lot less psychologically. Allow the meal to be a sensory engagement of food. All senses, including fingers and self-feeding, self-control. The earlier children try different textures, allow them to engage with food, can overcome some of those sensory sensitivities that can become a problem later on. And also, allow your child to assist in preparing the food. Allow them to be interested in how it's prepared. And that's kind of the practice that I sort of advocate in dealing with some of these difficult eaters. There's no one rule that fits all. So you've got to kind of be bold enough to experiment. And I hope this helps.